Hi everyone, it's Lucy, and before we continue on with today's Cottagecore haul, I wanted to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ana Luisa Jewellery. Mother's Day is coming up very soon, and if you haven't already picked up a gift for your mum, or you want to get her a little extra something, then Ana Luisa has 15% off all of their products on their website in honor of Mother's Day. So rather than go in completely blind and guess, I actually did send Ana Luisa's website to my mum. You know, if you don't do that with your parent, that's really fine, but that's just the kind of relationship my mum and I have. And obviously I don't live at home anymore, so I can't like keep an eye on her collection and like fill the gaps. But it's really funny because I actually picked out a couple of pairs that I thought she would like, and I sent her the link. And as I sent her the link to that pair, she sent me the same link to that pair. And so it ended up that I did actually pick the one that I thought she would like. So they come in this beautiful recycled cardboard box. The shipping is super quick. I know a lot of you are based in the States, so the last day that you can order for guaranteed delivery before Mother's Day is May 5th. So my mum picked out these ones. And it's funny because I actually have the like smaller size, so I believe these are the Suzanne medium and I have the Suzanne small. When I showed her the website, she was like, oh, these are like the ones you have. So she picked out those ones, so we're kind of like matching. It's kind of cute, I don't know. And then the second pair, this is the one where we both sent each other the link at the same time. I love these because they're kind of like the white with the blue porcelain. I don't know, it's a very like classic style, but still like kind of fresh. I'm gonna package these little babies back up and I'm gonna give them to her for Mother's Day, and I hope she loves them, and I kind of know that she will because she did pick them. And obviously you can always surprise your mum as opposed to me, but like I just know my mum and I just know that she wants to pick exactly what she wants, and I know that when it comes to gifting for me, she does the same for me as well. We're just like that. I'll put a link down in the description below, and everything on the website is 15% off, so you can go across the whole selection, and maybe you can even do a little sneaky something like what I did, and I actually picked up another pair for myself. They're like a silver safety pin earring. They had them in gold, which I did like, but I was hoping they would release them in the silver. They're very dainty and small and minimal, and that's the type of jewelry that I tend to wear on like a day-to-day basis. My Ana Luisa pieces, they have been of impeccable quality, and I'm excited to have them in my collection for a very long time to come. And of course we can't forget that little sustainability sweetener, a completely 100% carbon neutral brand. We love to see it. So I will pop the link down below for you to purchase some pieces from the Ana Luisa website for Mother's Day. Everything is 15% off, and without further ado, we'll get into the video. So in my last video, and you can catch it up in the little corner thingy there, we tried out different TikTok fashion aesthetics, or fashion aesthetics that are popular on TikTok, however you want to say it. And one of those was Cottagecore, and you know, I'm very into like my pastel, soft girl kind of vibe. So obviously I kind of jive with the Cottagecore. You know, it's not a surprise. I don't know if this is like an exclusively Australian thing, but I was very much like a Shirley Barber kid. She did these like drawings of like fairies, and they were very like whimsical, and I was like obsessed as a kid, so kind of like fairy tale, like living in a cottage, like surrounded by mushrooms. Those pictures on Twitter of deers with like heart eye patches, like that's all, it just speaks to my soul. I very much enjoy it. And as I sort of mentioned in that video, I do actually have elements of Cottagecore fashion that I wear pretty regularly. So this dress, I wouldn't say it's like pure Cottagecore, it's just from Chew, but you know, it's like in the vibe of Cottagecore, and I wear it with like a big chunky cardigan, and it's very pleasing to my sensibilities. So a couple of lovely people from my audience had been commenting on some of my videos talking about DeerDoll and to try DeerDoll, and I had never really heard of them. So I did some digging, I did some investigating, I put on my intense Sherlock fan from 2013 hat, and I just went looking, and it wasn't really that hard to find because if you search DeerDoll on Google, it does just like come up. So there you go. Now at the time of like prepping for this video, I couldn't find really any video reviews that were comprehensive on DeerDoll or kind of like went into depth about the clothing, and so I decided I would be that person today. I was really lucky as well. The team from DeerDoll have actually given me a $200 voucher to purchase and try out all the items, and while I will give you my honest opinion on the items, I do want to say that the staff were very sweet. The person I was messaging at least was very kind, and they were very much like, feel free to say whatever you want to say. We appreciate honest feedback. We're a young brand or young store, and we're hoping to, you know, get more honest feedback. So just like go mask off, I guess. And obviously, you know, having that kind of
nice open dialogue as a creator is nice to have, but I'm going to try and not let that affect my review today. But yeah, just something to note. The team were very nice. In some ways, you know, I think they are similar to other online kawaii fashion stores, so like UVMe, Unzi, that kind of thing. However, I do want to say, and I don't know if this is the case with UVMe or Unzi or other stores like that, but I feel like it's not, because I feel like that was kind of one of my primary criticisms, is that these stores tend not to do like refunds or exchanges, or it's very difficult to do them. Now, I'm not totally sure if the cost on returns is covered, but they do returns if you feel like the item wasn't as described, if it's not the right size or the right color. They don't offer returns or refunds for change of mind, but like there are quite a few retail places, including just like your traditional brick and mortar stores, that won't do that. But I thought that was something cool to note. And you know, obviously they're a young store, and a lot of the time when you're operating an online store, sorry, business hat on, a lot of the times when you're operating like an online store, it's quite cost prohibitive to do that. You don't want to be taking returns. You might like offer a store credit instead. And I think they said for things like wigs or like jewelry and accessory, things like that, where it's like not hygienic for them to like take it back, they offer store credit, I think, instead. But like I don't know. I just think it's a point of difference. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to talk in the comments if you've noticed that there are other online stores that have similar kinds of stock that do this. But for me, that is like a nice little extra peace of mind that if you were to shop with them, that's an option. So let me read you a little bit about them from their About page. DeerDoll is an online boutique for the aesthetic dolls, fairies, angels, nymphets, quiet princesses, dark romantics, and beautiful souls. Same. I love Jessie McCartney also. That's such a dumb joke, I'm so sorry. DeerDoll offers you a sweetly curated selection of cherry-picked aesthetic clothing and accessories, featuring a variety of Asian fashion private labels and indie brands that produce handmade garments in limited quantities. Here you'll find a mix of aesthetics, kawaii, sweet and classic Lolita, dark Lolita, gothic Lolita, fairy dresses, cottagecore fashion, vintage-inspired dresses, nymphet fashion, Lame K-inspired pieces. DeerDoll is a small business dedicated to providing great customer service, offering carefully curated pieces at affordable price points. Our fulfillment center and shipping team are located in the fashion district of Guangzhou, which is one of the largest cities in the world. It's very nearby to Shenzhen and Hong Kong, which is where I used to live. One of the largest cities in the world. We're a team of hardworking, creative fairies who are doing what they love. We aim to provide a pleasant, stress-free, and positive shopping experience. So, and I really like how they touched on the fact that they are a curated website of fashion pieces, because some of you may have already caught on and will probably go down in the comments, but I'm just going to stop you right there. Yes, you can find some of these pieces on AliExpress and Taobao. Here's the thing. I don't really think it's like morally corrupt or like evil for online stores or boutiques to buy stock that can be found on AliExpress and Taobao and sell it online. You can argue that the markup is too high if you like, but I also just kind of am like, it depends on what you want. If you know that you can find those things on AliExpress and Taobao, you can go and buy them on AliExpress and Taobao. It's fine. But what I would say is that they have done the curation work for you, because those are very big websites and you can scroll through for hours. And how do you know that something is like decent quality compared to what the photo is, all that kind of stuff. Like these curation websites to an extent will do that for you. They usually have like a nicer browsing interface. It's simple, the package all comes together. Sometimes the shipping is fast because they've already got stock in a distribution center. You can buy something on Taobao or AliExpress, but you can wait like 3 months for it to be shipped. Now, it totally like depends on the online store, and there are definitely some where I think they are going a little bit crazy with the markups, in my opinion. But also, if you like prefer to shop on these stores that have a nice curation of maybe things that are specifically your style, I think it's fine. Like, I don't know, that's just me. DeerDoll makes it really clear, or to me, I think it's quite clear that they're saying we don't make these garments ourselves, this is not our brand. They don't have any DeerDoll hang tags like stuck in the clothes or anything like that. It all says what factory or like producer it comes from, like all of the tags are different. So I think that's fine, personally. I don't really take an issue with that. Where I take an issue from is like some online stores that are claiming to be like super like ethical and sustainable and that it's like their brand, but they're also from AliExpress and Taobao, and they're kind of like trying to construct a narrative that isn't really there. I want to do some more digging, and I do potentially want to order from them because their curation is really great. But like Shop Cider is all AliExpress and Taobao. I think people have started to realize that, but I don't know. I think it's just like interesting, this discussion. I'm gonna like cap it there. But essentially, if you find an item on one of these like curation or reselling websites and you would like to get it for the cheapest possible price, you can reverse image search it on AliExpress or Taobao. I just appreciate that I don't think DeerDoll is trying to be something that they are not. They're being very clear that they are a website which curates fashion pieces for this specific aesthetic, and TBH, they do a good job. So I think it's fine. And the prices also aren't insane. They're not charging like $90 for a dress, okay? They're charging like $30. I think we can agree that's okay. But I have some very glamorous things over there in my very glamorous office chair. So I think we should just get stuck into it and try on the first item. I started getting changed, but I just wanted to mention and say thank you to everyone who voted or suggested some items for me to pick on my Instagram stories like a hot second ago. That was very nice of you all. So yeah, thank you for that. Okay, so here is the first dress. It's kind of like a creamy, like soft peachy color. There's like a floral print, a really nice overlay fabric with some kind of like flocking on it as well, and it has this really cute tie detail at the top, a very nice like bustier kind of vibe. I always feel like details like this are really pretty, like this sort of like a vintage tie detail. I don't know, I had a dress like this I think when I was in high school, like something similar, and I got a lot of compliments on it because like, it's a bit different, you know, so it's very unique. Now this one is called Petal Breeze Floral Vintage Aesthetic Chiffon Fairy Dress. And I'm looking at the photos, and you know what, it does look a lot like the one in the photo. Unfortunately for me though, this is just a case of the fit being a little bit off. Now all of the producers of these garments are going off Asian sizing, and they do recommend that if you don't measure yourself or go by Asian sizing to size up, and they make a lot of good suggestions and tips. They also say to go by measurements, which is how I shop online, because I find even within like American brands, from brand to brand, it'll be different. So it's always good to know roughly what your measurements are and then have a look at the material as well, and you can make some good deductions. It's kept me pretty safe most of the time. So this one I got in a size L. Just for reference, for dresses, I'm probably a small to medium typically. So an Australian 8 to 10 in dresses, unless there's something like really fitted, because we got the big hippie boys. So a 6 to 8 US roughly. And this one, the waist measurements and the bust measurements, I was just like on the top scale of for the medium size. So I went the large because you'd rather go for the large and have it be a little bit baggy. And the waist is a little baggy on this one, not by much, but it's just like the slight sag is like a little noticeable to me. I did grab a belt as well, which I'll put on in a second to kind of like show you how I think it would look if it was like cinched. But like even then, like the cuffs on the arms are a little like small. Again, my proportions are probably not the proportions that the people making this garment had in mind, so that's fine. I don't really take that personally, but it's just something to keep in mind. I don't think I have particularly broad shoulders, so if you have kind of a wider shoulders, this might be a little bit funky because it is a very like specific frill on the shoulder kind of cut off moment, and is a little, it's elasticated, so it's fine, but they do feel a little short. The color, I don't know if the color is like my color personally. I think it like washes me out a little bit, but I do overall think it is a pretty dress. But yeah, so you can see here, like there's a bit of bagging here and it sort of fits a little bit funky, but let me put on my trusty wide belt because it always can help with things like this. It kind of hides the like line here, so even though like underneath the belt the line's probably a little waggly, like where the top and the skirt join looks a little bit weird, it definitely like kind of smooths it out a little bit more, so I can kind of get the right silhouette and shape that it's meant to have. I am very much a person who feels at home and feels comfortable having like my waist emphasized, and that's sort of how I like my figure to look. If that's not how you like your figure to look, that is totally okay. I'm just showing you, for me, I think that's how I would fix this. fix being like the operative word. Again, I was just in between sizes, probably a little too big for a medium, and probably in some areas a little bit small for a large. Like I just do not have enough. I think this is a bit like of an empty zone. So I think that kind of makes it work a little bit more, and luckily the pink in the belt is quite similar to the pink on the flowers, so I think I actually could wear it like that. It's like a cute little like cocktail moment. Even putting like a big comfy kind of like cardigan on top would be a little more casual, but with this kind of like neckline detail, I feel like it is very much like a cocktail kind of moment. But you know, high tea party, something like that. I feel like I could get that vibe. I'd also not be just in my little hooves, and by that I mean bare feet. I'd have some like cute little heels on or something like that, and yeah, I think this is really nice. This one is $38 US. I think this is one of the most expensive dresses in the video, and to be honest, like the quality of it does feel really nice. It is polyester, I think, so maybe could get a little bit sweaty, but I think most occasion dresses that you like shop online for that are under $100 and even above $100 are also going to be synthetic polyester of some kind. So for around 50 to 60 Australian dollars, which is where this sits, I think this is totally comparable to something you buy in brick and mortar for sure. Quality wise, it's really lovely. The lining is nice with like the little extra on top, and the details are very cute. Little frills. It's actually like sort of conservative while still being a little bit flirty. It's quite a like modest and conservative cut while still being like a little bit playful. So I feel like there are a lot of occasions you could wear this to, and it would look really unique and different. A lot of you were voting for this one to be picked to try on in the haul, and yeah, I'm a little disappointed about the fit, but nothing that like a big chunky belt can't fix with this type of silhouette. Nearly forgot that word, probably not great. I do fashion content, should probably remember that. So it's lucky, and I'm really glad that it's not more of a like fitted kind of tailored bottom, because then we would have run into some issues. But as you can see at the back, it doesn't look really awkward or anything. There's no gapping because it's a kind of flowy A-line skater style. So I think this would suit a lot of different people, and yeah. Oh, it is quite cute, isn't it? It's a little bit magical. I still feel like, I don't know, where I am and where I live and you know what I do, this would be a little out there, but that's not a bad thing. It's very very cute. So next up is this dress, and it looks a little washed out on camera. It is a very, very simple dress. It is just like this, and this is the let me check what it's officially called. Mint cotton linen Mori girl Kawaii dress. And this is in the large size. Again, I think everything bar one item I got in either the one size or the large size. Oh no, there's one that I got in a medium size. I lied. But this one is in the large size. And the reason why I picked this one out is because it is a cotton linen blend, which I thought would be more of a like daily thing that I would be able to wear in Australia because it gets quite hot here. So as much as I love all of those really cute polyester dresses, and I do like wear that green one that I wore at the beginning, that one's like a polyester or a synthetic, and I wear that to work because you're in the aircon, it's fine. But in terms of like walking around and doing stuff, sometimes that gets a little uncomfortable. But this is cotton linen, and I'll be real, it's not the softest. Linen often isn't. It often has like a little bit of a little coarseness to it. So I just turned the light down a little bit so you can see the detail, but it is a little wrinkly, as you might imagine, and it's also a little slightly transparent. Not much though. I wear like nude underwear, so that's fine. But it has this very cute like little Peter Pan collar and these little buttons, and the buttons are actually colored to be the same color as the fabric, which is a nice touch. So it's all like monochrome, and I just think it's really cute. It reminds me of Wendy from Peter Pan like a lot. And Peter Pan was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and I loved Wendy's dress. I was like obsessed with it. So I think this is like super duper cute. For like $30 essentially, which is roughly like 45, 50 Australian dollars. I think this is really nice. It reminds me a lot of what you can get in Australia at Princess Highway or Dangerfield. It's kind of like this couple of stores. They're like sister brands, and they do like more vintagey kind of stuff in like cottons or cotton blends, so they're really nice and comfy. I have been meaning to maybe check them out and do a video on them. I don't know if you would be interested because it is like an Australian specific store, but I think they ship internationally. I don't know, but they have some really cool stuff. So yeah, it reminds me a little bit of that. I had a dress quite similar to this in like high school, in like a bit of a darker color. It reminds me of that, but yeah, I think that's very cute. It has an elasticated waist, which is very flattering, but overall I think it's comfy, it's easy breezy, and if you're into this like vintage kind of style, to have something that is like quite easy to wear and comfy that you can just like literally slip on and pop on a pair of shoes and go, I think is kind of nice. I don't think I'm particularly high maintenance. That's like often a deterrent for like getting like all dressed up for me, because it's just like time consuming. And then I kind of end up just wearing like random t-shirts and jeans when actually like I do feel like more confident and put together in stuff like this. So I think if you wear cottagecore or like kind of more vintage style stuff and you feel like it's not the most practical thing for your climate, and I know a lot of you are going into like summer now, this is a really great option, really lightweight, very fresh, very spring. I enjoy it. Yeah, I don't really have a lot else to say. I think this is like just a good item all around. It's not, you know, the like best cotton dress the Lord has ever created, but I think in terms of like vintage cute stuff, it's pretty good. It's quite similar to like other vintage dresses that I have like and have thrifted, in terms of like the make and the vibe. So I'm not mad about that. Like compared to the last dress, which is gorgeous, like this one is going to be in more of a regular rotation, right? Because it's more everyday. So yeah, this is one I can definitely see myself like wearing to the office. It's like a casual dress code, and it doesn't clash with my hair when it's pink, which I appreciate, because sometimes owning lots of pink stuff and then you dye your hair pink, a lot of it doesn't match. So I've been wearing lots of like baby blues and teals and sages and stuff because I think it just complements nicely. Alrighty, next dress ready to rock and roll, and this one is, I think you can just see the edge of it there. It's a midi. It's a midi dress, and there's actually, it's kind of funny, this dress. So this one I saw on the DeerDoll website, and it was on like the front page, and I was like, yes, this is so cute. And I put it on my stories to be like, what do you think of this one? And a lot of you said no. So I was like, okay, I will pick something else then. So I picked something else, but then that one went out of stock. And then the DeerDoll team were like, I'm really sorry that that one wasn't there, but we've just subbed in a really popular dress of ours. We hope that's okay. And I was like, that's fine. And it was this one. And when they shipped an extra large, and all the other sizes I got were like a large or a medium, so I was like, ooh, don't know how this is gonna go. But I think based on their sizing chart and like how it fits, I think that was the right move. I think a large could have been a little squashing. I quite like it, but I'm actually not sure. It's very like gentle librarian vibes to me. And I stopped reading after I wanted to participate in the readathon, which is a book reading competition, and then the girls were kind of in a clique and they wouldn't let me, so I was still on the team but they wouldn't let me like be in the competition, so I went dressed as the school mascot instead. So that's how I feel about reading. But I think there's something, maybe it's like the neckline. I'm not used to this kind of neckline on me, but overall the fit is quite nice. It's comfy. Again, I think if it was like the size down, it would be too small. But overall, the quality of the material is really nice. Again, it's lined. We appreciate a lining. And you can kind of see like a little bit, maybe you can't, but the material has this kind of like silver sheen in it. Like there's like little stripes of silver thread down it. So it gives it kind of like a shimmering quality, which I really enjoy. I think that's a little bit magical, a little bit cottagecore. I have to appreciate that extra element. It's very nice. I just don't know if it's for me. Please let me know down below. Sometimes I am very like harsh or quite an intense critic, which, you know, doing like fashion content, I think you do need to be quite critical of stuff and how it looks. But sometimes I think I'm just a little bit too in my own little noggin, and then everyone in the comments is like, that is actually really cute, please don't return it. And then I'm like, too late. Again, it cinches like maybe a little bit higher than the waist. Like my waist is probably there and it's cinching like there. So, but again, that's just a case of proportions and how the pattern is made and who the pattern is made for, so that's fine. But it is overall quite comfy. I can probably see myself like wearing it around or wearing it to breakfast or to like a quick grocery shop. It's that kind of like chill house dress, and I think it's the length that like formalizes it for me. Okay, so I just had a little look on the website listing for this, and I just wanted to mention that if you do order this, I think you actually should size up, because again, I think actually I would have fit in the like large size, but this is the extra large, and I think that it is correct, and if I went smaller, I don't know if it would fit so great. So with the other ones, they've been true to the size I've ordered, or like fit properly with the size I picked, but this one I actually think it would run a little bit small, so maybe size up. You know what, yeah, it is cute, isn't it? It is cute. It's a cute look, and I really love like anything baby blue. I feel like it's just very much a color that I enjoy, that I like to wear. I feel like it always suits me. And again, the fabric printing is nice. The lining is nice. It zips up at the side with like a little invisible zipper. So all of the like construction is quite lovely. So I can't fault it for that. And this one was $37 US. So they're all kind of in the similar like price point. And I think for 37, this is, yeah, it's solid. And really so far, potentially bar one item, which is coming up and I'm just not sure about it, I don't think any of them are priced super weirdly. I think this is a very fair price for what this item is. Not mad at that at all. So yeah, that's really, oh, it is really pretty, isn't it? I do quite like it. Like seeing the puff on the sleeve is nice too. I mean, it's cute. I gotta give it to it. It's cute. So this is one of the ones where I don't quite get it. This is one where like in the pictures you're like, oh yeah, and then you get it and you're like what in the Mermaidia, Fairytopia, Pegasus magic is this? I understand the concept of this. I feel like this is very like Tudor Lyrica Matoshi inspired, like ruffles with like stuff, but it's just really not great execution in my opinion, and it looks inexpensive. The rainbow tulle is really pretty, right? But you can like, there's not enough of it to like cover the lining, so it just looks like lining with rainbow tulle on top. If you had like double the rainbow tulle, like, you know, I think that, not laid like that, but do you see like that would be more like magical, but it's just one layer, so you can just see the lining. And maybe that's like intentional, I just think that would look better, in my opinion, for this type of like rainbow dress. I did put this on my stories and I kind of had this feeling, I was like, I feel like this is not going to look very good in person, but a lot of, you know, a lot of the people, it's what the people wanted. The people wanted to see the rainbow pastoral dress. So I can tell you that I don't think this is worth the money. It's one of the most expensive dresses out of all the ones I'm trying today, and I just don't think it really cuts the mustard for me. I just don't think, compared to the other dresses which look like, you know, like a real finished garment, so this one is quite there. There's like a corset lacing detail here in the breasticle region, which I tied up, but then this like lining keeps kind of like flopping over, and I feel like it's trying to signal to me that there is inadequate fillage in the breasticle area, which is rude, one. No, but I just think like it's weirdly like, and this is like kind of a little pink like skinny little bra strap. It's all a bit weird. It's a bit weird. I'm sorry. I think conceptually, if I close my eyes and imagine that the dress is not how it is and it's like something else, I can feel really magical in it, but what the dress is not great. I think they had a top version of this, and I think if you just had like a tulle top, that would be quite cute, but the dress is just like, it's not worth it. I think you're better off like paying more for this type of really ethereal occasion dress, or buying another one of the dresses, because they're all really pretty, more simple, and the price point matches up to what's there. This does not feel like a $50 to $60 dress. Okay, I took a moment and I had a look on the website to see if there's something I was missing about this dress. And to be honest, like when I look at the pictures, it kind of looks like it's the same item, but sort of not. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like look at the picture. It just looks like a slightly nicer version of what this is. I was gonna say I don't hate it, but I kind of do. I just feel like it's like so like what you ordered versus what you got to me. this just needs like a double layer of tulle to be like what it needs to be. It just needs like more fabric. And I was kind of like, well, maybe like, I don't know. And I tried like, I hid my little bra strap to try and see if it would like look nicer, but no, it still like droops at the front. It's a very weird item. It's very strange. It feels cheap, and I suppose for like kind of this sort of item, if you pay this much, you would maybe expect to get this much, but like the other items have been pretty nice, and I feel like more justified for the quality. I just don't quite see like, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know why you would maybe attempt to make this item for this price point if it's not gonna look good. Maybe I'm being really harsh on it. To me, it reminds me of like some like budget like Barbie like knockoff dress, or like, you know, a children's entertainer at a party dress, which you'd want to be inexpensive because like inevitably some kid will like throw up on you and you need to replace it. Like, it's just, if I was dressing up as like a unicorn for a costume party and this dress was $20, sure. For this dress to be like 50 to 60 Australian dollars, or 38, 39 US dollars, whatever it is, like almost 40 US dollars, and to look like this is, I can see how there could be like $40 worth of material in that, but that doesn't mean it's gonna look good. I think you could take that $40 and spend it somewhere else more effectively. That's my last thoughts on this. Why? Okay, and now we have the last dress for today, and it's unexpectedly quite cute. Like, I didn't kind of expect it to be as cute as it is, and I'm really kind of vibing it. It's really cute. Like, when you look at it out of the packet, you're like, but then like on, I'm kind of like vibing it more. It's a very kind of like youthful silhouette, a little bit more flirty than some of the items we've tried today. It can be worn off the shoulder or on, kind of like off, like, or slightly off, like around there. That's pretty. It's a little short. So this is the Petal C embroidered fairy mini dress, and I got this in the size medium because they had like smaller waist sizes, and by that I mean like other ones had like stretchy material or an elastic waist, so it would be like waist sizes from 68 to 74 centimeters, but this one it was like 68 to 69, 70 to 71, 72 to 74. So I got the medium size. I probably could have gotten the large if I wanted to, but I think this one fits correctly. So I'm glad I got the medium, because I think the length of the large size would have been better, but the actual like fit of this one is probably the nicest of all of the like dresses so far, because it is more of a tailored one. It's still quite stretchy though, like around the top it's quite stretchy, so as long as this kind of part here fits and it's got like a nice little side zip again, I think you're in business. Now, I'm not really one for colours of creams and yellows, so I don't think this is, again, the perfect colour for me. However, I think it's a really cute dress. I think if you like are into yellows and kind of like those sort of soft spring kind of florals and they suit you and your complexion, I think this would be very cute, very dainty. I look a little washed out, but it's not the fault. But it's not the fault of the dress. I'm not going to blame the dress for that, but I do think it is a very like pretty color. When you like undo this, it looked really weird. And I tried it on for the first time without like tying it up. I was like, I don't know about that. But once you kind of like, because this comes all the way down there. And I was trying to tie it really tight at first, but I think like a more of a loose tie like suits it better, because you just want to like fluff up these bits here and have like some fabric, and that's kind of what creates the visual interest around the neckline. And this is like very much like a fairy type dress to me, very like nymphette kind of fashion too, so like I totally get it. I didn't actually have the highest hopes for this one, but I'm pleasantly surprised. If they brought this out in more of like a white with like a lavender or like a baby blue, I think I'd be like more into it, but this is also cute. Like, I just don't know if it suits me super well, but the style, the silhouette, the vision, it's all there. And for that price point, again, compared to what we were just wearing, like I would much rather purchase this, and I would strongly suggest to purchase something like this over that, because I think it looks a lot more like a human fashion item that human people would wear. I think this would look really cute styled with some like espadrilles and like kind of like, you know, a big pony, like a big fluffy pony with maybe like some like little floral hair clips, like, oh, like little baby flowers in the hair. Can you imagine, like, oh, little like daisies like through the hair? Mwah. The stuff that fairy dreams are made of. I like very much vibe this. And I think it's nice to have a Cottagecore alternative that's like a little more, you know, a little more. I'm in my early 20s, so, you know, I kind of like to wear some more like kind of flirty stuff, and this definitely fits the bill. Yeah, I could see myself wearing something like this to like cocktails or like a dinner out. It's quite easy to wear, but it's also like a little bit special without being too like over the top. Like it's not like a full rainbow Barbie maxi dress gown, but it is like a cute little moment. Okay, and we are back in the final item of the video, and you may have seen this on my Instagram already if you follow me, and if you don't. But this is a cropped pastel rainbow cardigan kind of dealio, and it's $32.50, and it is great. It's exactly what it says on the tin. The buttons are really cute. They're like a clear glittery marble kind of vibe instead of like, you know, beige, like black or wood. Is a Cottagecore who's to say? I guess, I don't know, I think it kind of, I don't know why I just leaned like that, like I thought it would make me seem more casual. That was weird. I think it's sort of not Cottagecore. I would say it's more like Kawaii or like Pastel K or something like that, but I think it fits into Cottagecore in that it's a knit. I don't know, Cottagecore to me is very like yarn. The quality of this knit is nice. The length on my little arms is nice. It's not like too awkwardly short as sometimes it can be. It looks really cute in photos, and it is a practical piece of clothing to wear. In that I think sometimes some of these Cottagecore items, although I love them and they're very cute, this is something I could wear to work. It's something I can wear like around. I won't unbutton it now because of my dignity, but you know, obviously you could wear it like unbuttoned over the top of like a cute little like white dress. That would be really cute, like just something simple. I don't know, you can definitely play with it. I think with jeans it's quite like a cute look. It's a little bit like a retro kind of like 90s vibe. I just really like this. I think they did have this in like another form as well, like maybe like a long cardigan or a jumper. I really like a cropped silhouette myself, but I think this is very cute, and for $32.50, like, who's complaining? Not me. I think this is great. It's very much like a lot of pastel cardigans I found have been like stripy or whatever, and I just like that this one is a little more of like a tie-dye kind of like soft vibe. It's very cute. I'm gonna have to be careful the first time I wash it, I think. It's like effortlessly low maintenance cute, and that is very much kind of like my day-to-day style. I would recommend this little cropped cardi. I think it's a cute, unique item, and it is what it says on the tin, and you look at it on the website and this is what I ordered and it's exactly the same. So I think that's great. So yeah, big thumbs up for this one. And that is actually all of the items from this DeerDoll haul. So thank you again to DeerDoll for giving me some store credit to do this review. And I always appreciate it when a brand can help me to create content and like still also give me full creative control. That is very nice. I very like it very much. If you guys would like to see another video trying on some more stuff from DeerDoll, because I was just on their website to like, you know, have a look and refresh my brain on all of these items, but they actually have a whole bunch of new stuff. So if you would like to see another video featuring items from DeerDoll, please let me know down in the comments below. Also let me know which one of the items today was your favorite. I'm partial to this cardigan, but I also really like my little cotton boy. He's so comfy, and I can see myself wearing that one a lot, and it's very easy to style. It's like a simple piece, it's understated, but I really like it. Let me know which one you like, because I am a Libra and I can't decide. That is today's video. Hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.